Let's start off. Okay. So hello, everyone. Thanks for joining this meeting. I have a very interesting personal story to share with you all. It's a long 7-year health transformation journey, and I have titled it Beyond the Gym, My Biohacking Journey to Optimal Biomarkers and Overall Health with Prolonged Fasting. Agenda for this meeting is um, one request, guys, if you can please mute your microphones, that would be great. Thank you. So I'm going to go through my health journey in pictures, events, and charts. There's going to be a trivia question. I'm going to utilize the chat for that. And then I'm going to go a little bit deeper into understanding what is weight loss, how you lose weight matters, some weight loss methods, and then the main topic of this presentation, fast-focused weight loss, internals of it, comparison with the traditional weight loss methods, benefits of prolonged fasting, challenges of prolonged fasting, and then, of course, road ahead and Q&A. One request, please, if you can reserve all your questions until the end, because this presentation is long. I want to cover all of it and share all my experiences. If you can please make notes and ask the questions at the end, that would be great. I have reserved full 10 minutes for that. Okay, let's move on. Okay, my health journey in pictures. As you can see, the above row is my before picture, and these pictures are from 2013, 2016, 17, and up until April of 2017. And the transformed pictures after my 2 phases of weight loss that I went through. I'm going to share with you how I went through those. You might see pictures from recent times, 2023, 2024, and as recent as this month. This is my latest picture. I haven't included any weight loss, after weight loss pictures from 2017, because I look exactly how I used to look in 2017. So moving on. So here's my health journey and events. So I have divided this into 2 phases because I realized that this happened, over a period of 7 years from 2017 up until 2024. In phase 1, I basically went through traditional weight loss methods. So I ate less, I moved more. My biomarkers, my lipid profile biomarkers were stable, but they still remained elevated. So in 2017, I was 180 pounds in April. I lost 30 pounds in 5 months. I ran 4 miles a day and with strength workouts, and I used to eat 2 meals a day. I'm going to use TMAD for 2 meals a day. So my weight dropped around 150. It came down to 150 pounds. In 2018 and 2019, I plateaued, got very frustrated. Um, um, I started OMAD. That's when I started OMAD in 2018, which is 1 meal a day. And this was after researching what happened when I ate twice a day and worked out so much, because I was still, gaining some weight. My workouts reduced to 4 to 5 days a week as compared to every day. And my biomarkers improved, but they still remained elevated. And I'm going to share my biomarkers chart shortly in the next slides. My weight crept up to 158.6 by the end of 2019. Come COVID times, I continued doing 1 meal a day with 3 to 4 days a week workouts. My weight again kept, increasing, 165 pounds in 2022. Same deal. I, went up to 170 pounds. So I basically gained back 20 more pounds. And then by 2023, January, that's when I peaked at close to 175 pounds, and I was close to 5 pounds short of my all-time high. And that's when it dawned to me that this is something is not working. And I did some research on fasting, and this is where my phase two started. Um, in March of 2023, I started doing 48-hour fast, which I'm going to go through a little bit more detail in the later slides. It's called periodic fasting. And I lost 20 pounds in 9 months. Now, as you can see, I lost less weight during this phase with minimal exercise, but I ate less. I only ate like 5 to 6 meals a week. And I lost only 20 pounds, and I was at 155 pounds. However, all of my lipid profile biomarkers came back to normal, which never happened during phase one when I actually lost more weight. Here I lost 20 pounds, there I had lost 30 pounds, and I remained plateaued on those biomarkers. Um, I also saw some skin improvement on my body. I had um, uh, eczema on my forefinger, left forefinger, which completely vanished away. I don't have any evidence to prove that it was because of 48-hour fast, but this was existing from last 2-3 years in 2023, and it just went away. As of now, I'm continuing with prolonged fasting. I do sports. I don't do gym. And the reason being, I personally feel gym is man-made, but sports is natural. We have been doing sports from time memorial, and sports really involve your mind, body, and soul into that activity. While in gym or running, I'm on headphones, and listening to music, trying to distract myself from the actual activity. So I do sports 4 days a week, but again, it's on a very lighter version as compared to the phase one where I used to do very heavy exercise. And right now I'm steady state between 155 to 159 pounds. That's ideal for my height. Okay. This is my health journey in charts. So as you can see my weight all the way from 2017 to 2024. And these are all from my lab results. I had my lab results in 2017. I also was recording my weight along these many years. And as you can see, in 2017, I dropped from 180 to 150 pounds, 30 pounds in a span of 5 months. And then this is the phase between 2017 until I'd say 2023. I was doing 1 meal a day diet. I was exercising off and on, but not really to a level where I got benefit of weight loss. And then in 2023 is when I did my 48-hour fast, prolonged fasting, and I saw significant changes in both my biomarkers as well as my weight. But again, weight became secondary at this point because I was able to control my weight gain using fasting and not exercise. So there was a drastic shift from strenuous cardio strength exercises onto fasting. Here's my health journey in charts and biomarkers. As you can see, these 4 elevated biomarkers always remained until I kicked off my fasting in phase 2. As you can see, cholesterol, which is blue line, it's always hovering around 300 here in 2017, 280, 218, 287, 200, 206, I mean. And my triglycerides, which is red line, it really peaked in 2019 at 503. Healthy range is under 500. And so is my non-HDL cholesterol as well as LDL. And you can see these, like this is elevated for these numbers, for these biomarkers. And phase 2, which is right here in 2023 and 2024. These are all normal. These are all normal ranges. My cholesterol came back to 163. Yeah, I can't read. It's so small on my presenter view. But yeah, 111 was my non-HDL cholesterol, and my triglycerides were 146, 148, and all these were in normal, and they're still remaining normal. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a trivia question on weight loss. So when you lose weight, please answer this question on the chat. When you lose weight, what do you really lose, and in what form? I'm going to give you a hint. It's a chemical, and you lose in that form. Anyone? Can you guys hear me? That's correct. Tushar just mentioned it's carbon dioxide, and that is absolutely right. Um, Believe it or not, um, it is carbon dioxide that's released as majority of your weight loss. Weight loss is nothing but reducing your own body's carbon footprint. And actually, there's a formula out there that tells how many trees you need to plant in order to neutralize your entire life's carbon emissions. So weight loss is nothing but fat loss. Again, there's a caveat here. Weight loss, if you're doing in a healthy way, then you lose fat. You don't want to, lose your muscle mass. So and this weight loss, basically, the formula, the concentration or the composition is like for every 10 pounds of weight loss, 8.5 pounds is lost as carbon dioxide, and 1.6 pounds is lost as water. So you basically breathe your weight as breathe out your weight as carbon dioxide and sweat it out as water. And when you exercise, you have fat in your body, or exercise or any physical activity, you have fat in your body already stored from last 24 hours of eating, right? And you are breathing. And when you breathe oxygen, your fat molecule combines with oxygen to release carbon dioxide, and then you sweat it out. And of course, there is some activity performed like distance run or weights lifted, or even while you're doing normal day-to-day work, that's all counted as your work performed. And there's a little complicated biochemistry for those science guys here. It's C55H1O4 and O6. That's the fat molecule that combines with oxygen, and then happens here. And this arrow is the metabolism, and basically that breaks it down to carbon dioxide and water, and then of course energy uh, performed. Okay, how you lose weight, it really matters. Because before we move on, there's one thing really important to consider. How it's really important to understand there are different weight loss methods, and weight loss occurs when there is calorie deficit in your body. But body really releases different hormones to different ways of calorie deficit. For example, after running or having strength training, your body releases ghrelin. That's a hunger hormone. But that does not happen during prolonged fasting, because during prolonged fasting, your sugar levels go down, your insulin goes down. There's a mTOR, there's a receptor, there's a protein called mTOR that goes down, because mTOR increases when you eat protein, but here you're not eating anything, right, during fasting. So mTOR levels go down, and your ghrelin levels also go down, meaning you don't feel hunger after 24 hours, right around that time. Fasting also induces autophagy, that's self-eating in a way, and I'm going to go through that in a little bit. Uh, gluconeogenesis, and ketone production, unlike traditional methods. Okay, so what are the weight loss that I have, tested out? And these are the three weight loss methods that I have, tested out. But before I go through those, I'm gonna just explain and try to, explain how I came up to these. So life outside it's really harsh. It's very fast paced, and there are more people now than before, and there are more gadgets than before. And we live in a very connected world, but we achieve more work with less efforts these days. And it's in a smaller amount of time. And as a result, our productivity is high. However, we have less time. And when we do double the work or even more in the same amount of time, energy efficiency increases, but that has led to severe burnout, stress, and fatigue. And that leads to overall health degradation. But one area that has a direct impact on our lives is food. And there is no time these days, and in my experience, to cook healthy organic food all the time. In the mad rush of getting milestones achieved, and with no time to cook, we have resorted to fast food, packaged food, and canned food. Those junk food have made us junkies. And this has led to all sorts of diseases, obesity, diabetes, even cancers. So what's the solution? Well, um, there is one traditional way, which is exercise focused, and that is basically you exercise, you eat less, and you move more, and it is essentially direct calorie restriction. It leans on quantity. It creates deficit by eating less. However, it does not significantly change your biomarkers, base biomarkers, at least in my opinion, in my experience. And during this exercise focused weight loss method, I used to eat 2 times a day. And then there is diet focused plan where you exercise, but there are dietary restrictions. It leans on quality. Um, it creates a deficit by avoiding certain food types, right? You like carbohydrates. It also, I tried that. It also did not significantly change my base biomarkers. And again, during this time, also I was, having 2 meals a day diet. And the last one, which is very interesting, is the fasting method. In this one, it's time restricted feeding. There's low to moderate exercise, and it leans neither on quantity nor quality. It creates calorie deficit by just fasting. And this is the method during which I normalized all my biomarkers. My meal schedule was, 1 meal a day, even to this day, 1 meal a day for 5 days, and prolonged fasting for 2 days, which is typically 48 hours. And so I averaged right around 5 to 7 meals a day. Moving on. So here's a trivia question for you guys. Um, which one of the above methods you think is the easiest to maintain in long term? You can answer on the chat. And here are the three methods. Yes, that's right. It's subjective, really. Um, you say method two, number one for some, hybrid. It looks like it's all mixed. Okay. In my opinion, again, um, it was fast focused weight loss, and understandably so, because during fast focused weight loss, I wasn't dependent on food. Like I didn't have to lose weight by avoiding certain food types. Neither I was dependent on time for taking out time for exercise. It was just staying away for food. And it was a new revelation that I found over a period of time, and it actually started working. So, and it has lots of benefits that I'm going to go through with you and share with you now. But a little bit about fast focused weight loss. Um, Intermittent fasting, here there's a, yes, I can feel it. It's really difficult to stay hungry for such a long time. Intermittent fasting, which is very popular, you keep a gap of 12 hours between meals, didn't work for me. Even one meal a day was also not cutting it seriously when it comes to weight loss and healthy living for me. Then there's another one, time restricted feeding. Here you only eat during a certain window, meaning you choose from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. and you only eat during that time. Again, very hard to maintain. Then there is one meal a day, which is simple. You just eat once in 24 hours, maybe 8 p.m., 7 p.m., and you stay hungry for 23 hours. During a window of 1 hour, you eat, you feed yourself. Then there is periodic fasting. You go without consuming calories for 36 plus hours. In my case, it was 48 hours. I did a lot of research, and I'm guilty of not consulting my um, my doctor, although it turned out all good because he silently acknowledged it, not officially. And I'm going to go through that as well, why he did that. And the last one, which I have never tried, is a fast mimicking diet. This diet, you keep feeding yourself twice a day, but it mimics fasting, which I have never tried. Okay, moving on. Okay, internals of 48-hour fasting. So essentially, it is you stay without calorific foods and drinks for 48 plus hours or 36 hours, whatever is your comfort level, and you steadily grow towards minimum 48-hour hours, because that's what I saw was beneficial to me in my case. You don't consume any sugars, carbs, fats or proteins, and your body goes through autophagy and gluconeogenesis after 24 hours of fasting. And what are they? Autophagy is a cellular regenerative process where it actually cleans out old junk and replaces with new cells. So during autophagy, your body repurposes old dysfunctional proteins, organelles, and cell membranes and creates new proteins. That's autophagy. These dysfunctional proteins actually go to liver and they get used either as is for new proteins or for energy, or they get broken down into amino acids by enzymes called hydrolases. These amino acids then in turn create new proteins for fueling the body. So, so when these amino acids are used to create proteins for fuel, that's autophagy. And when these same amino acids from dysfunctional proteins are used to create glucose for fuel, that's gluconeogenesis. And all this is happening, guys, after 24 hours of fasting, from 24 to 36 hours of fasting. Your body is going through these changes. Now, what happens after 36 hours is ketosis. Although mileage varies, in my case, my ketosis kicks in right after 40 hours. And it also depends upon what I ate 40 hours ago. And this is the phase when body actually burns fat for fuel. You limit your calorie intake to max 15 to 20 calories per 24 hours. Uh, I personally perform some light physical exercise like walking, and I keep doing that because I don't want to sit, idle during this time. I keep moving around. There is no restriction as such, as long as you're hydrating yourself, and that's very important in this, because you have to make sure that you are hydrated and remain in ketosis. So mineral replenishment is very important because you need salt. The only source of salt is food, and that's what you are avoiding during this time. So you are encouraged, in fact you require salts, electrolytes like sodium, potassium, zinc, manganese. What I do is I take water with either plain water with lime, apple cider vinegar, or plain soda with lime and apple cider vinegar, black salt. I add black salt into it. Um, I do take black tea or black coffee, optionally with few drops of skim milk. And then if I'm really hungry at times, I take lentil broth, um, or chicken broth, which is less than 10 calories per 8 ounce, and I just take 1 cup. And all of these do not kick you out of ketosis. There are ketone strips that I use, and I have tested it out that I still remain in ketosis with this schedule. Okay, moving on. So, traditional versus prolonged fasting, and these are my observations. In traditional weight loss, and when I'm talking about excessive weight loss, you develop excess skin after significant weight loss. But that's not the case with fast focused weight loss, because in fast focused weight loss, autophagy that cleans out, internally your, dysfunctional cells. It keeps your skin intact and tight. And in fact, it rejuvenates your skin. So I have not noticed any excess skin with, fast focused weight loss. But in traditional weight loss, we have seen people who have lost significantly there. They have loose skin and they have to get procedures to get their skin intact. Another one in my case was base biomarkers didn't change during the traditional weight loss, but they did come back to normal in fast focused weight loss. And that was probably because I was eating very frequently. In fact, twice a day or even once a day was, in my case, was too much, at least to keep the biomarkers from uh, uh, crossing this threshold. Traditional weight loss demands time out of daily routine. In my opinion, I saw 2 hours at least wasted in that, but it doesn't during fasting. It's difficult to maintain for long term, and I personally experienced it between 2017. In 2017, when I achieved my um, weight loss goal, I became relaxed, and I kept on increasing weight because I stopped running. I could not sustain it. It's not sustainable at all. Um, um, if I grow into my 80s or 90s, probably I may not even be able to run as much as I can run now. But fasting is easier to maintain. Um, Traditional weight loss does not kick off ketosis. Fasting does. Traditional weight loss does not, use autophagy. Fasting does. And lastly, the old traditional weight loss actually triggers hunger hormone after every session. Um, but that does not happen in during weight loss using fast focused method, because it releases hunger hormone. um, it doesn't release, sorry, hunger hormone, but releases growth hormone. Your body actually goes through rejuvenation. There's a release of cortisol and sympathetic tone and noradrenaline. Okay, so benefits of prolonged fasting. um, it slows cell aging and reduces inflammation. How it slows cell aging is by reducing the levels of insulin and mTOR. So high mTOR or high insulin, they stop autophagy and they actually speed up cellular aging. But when you don't eat carbs or when you don't eat protein, it basically benefits autophagy. It slows down the cellular growth, and it basically kicks off cell maintenance. So um, it improves insulin sensitivity and other biomarkers, blood sugar, your blood pressure goes down, your lipid biomarkers go down. It triggers weight loss. I've seen skin improvements and better overall health. You are mentally alert. You're very energized. You're very productive. There are no brain fogs after lunch. It and very interestingly, and I have um, included I've included a link in the references that it heals wounds faster. Yes, it does. I have a article from National Institute of Health that I will be sharing in my references section, and it explains how it heals wounds faster. So body in adversity becomes more alert, and it keeps you from imminent danger. So it recovers injury faster. Think about olden days when we were hunter gatherers. you know During those times, you would recover from injury faster, because for survival you have to get recovered and to do your hunting. uh, Food and time savings. You don't You save time, and you don't have to cook food, you don't have to spend money on food. It eliminates junk food consumption. There's like I said, there's mental clarity, better focus, and there's no brain fogs. So let me move on to, okay, challenges. So this is a big one. um, there are physical challenges and there are environmental challenges. I'm going to go to physical challenges here. It's really difficult to perform. I personally had difficulties in the first few weeks, but when I got results, I got motivated. There's potential hair loss. There's sleep disruption, because if you sleep hungry, at least I could not sleep, so I had to take over-the-counter, organic melatonin, which is, by the way, not harmful, to get to sleep. Your circadian rhythm, again, that's another field of study. It gets impacted initially, but if you are keep on doing the same thing over and over again, your body resets your circadian rhythm, and you're fine. That's your body's internal sleep cycle, eat and sleep cycle. People with pre-existing conditions may cause disruption, um, especially those with hyperglycemia. That's people with high blood sugar. People who are predisposed to certain gene expressions, for example, migraines and headaches, they can't take it. My wife tried it, and she could not sustain more than 24 hours of fasting. And again, this is very important. You tend to reset back to equilibrium. What I really mean by that is, um, we have all kinds of predisposition to likes and dislikes, right? Some people naturally love sugars, some people like carbs, some like veggies, nuts, fibrous foods, some lean on sports, and others lean on couches. At the end of at the end of our weight loss goal, we basically reset back to our natural tendencies where we began. And very few are able to stay updated with healthy ways, and that's a big challenge. And we gain back because we reset to our natural tendencies. Okay, environmental. So again, this is also a big one. I had to battle with this a lot. It's not sustainable on a consistent basis due to our foodie culture and societal pressures. Family, friends, relatives, they kind of, subtly pressure against this new lifestyle, because most of the folks around me, they are not following this. So it's really difficult. You are an odd man out, you're an outlier. So it's very difficult to explain everyone. It's not easy. Um, as a food industry antagonist, you're surrounded by food. So it's sometimes really hard to avoid food, out of decorum, out of protocol. You have to either eat or drink at times. So that's another challenge that you have to fight. Then there is healthcare system limitations. Many or most of them, I would say, including my physician, they are not trained or qualified to, advise patients to drastically change the way we eat. They are not. Um, and modern medical science is very procedural. It's pharmacologic. It's not proactive, it's preventative. It's really good at fixing your problem. If you get a bruise, they will fix you. If you have a fracture, they'll put a cast on. But they are not in my opinion, medical science is not preventative. It's not holistic. It does not stop the onset of diseases. You have to first get diseased and then get fixed by them, and that's basically reactive. So those are the challenges that I faced. Okay, road to longevity. Here, longevity, and this is again a different topic. It's not just weight loss that I am now looking into. Longevity is about developing good habits and keeping them for life. It's I think about it as something that I could sustain over a period of my entire lifetime. Running did not cut for me, or cardio did not cut for me, or even strength. I do strength, I do walk, I do run, I do sports, but that's not my go-to goal. Like I have to do it, and that's not my prime, weapon to keep fit. Um, it's so I another thing that I have seen is staying close to friends and family, eating together, staying happy, content, and thankful has played a major role in in my optimal health so far. I have never had a single lab report that was clean until now, believe it or not. I've never had it since my 30s. I've never had, there was always some other parameter that would be going out of whack, but not anymore. Um, Focusing on health span over lifespan, and that's a very important discussion. Health span is where you maintain your health and not your lifespan. The whole medical science is all about focusing on lifespan. They want to keep you alive, or keep me alive for 80, 90 years or 100 years, but doesn't matter how I'm living. I don't want to live, or in that, for that matter, you don't want to live in a bad way in your 80s. And so set your goal. What do you want to do in your 80s? Do you want to lift your grandkids? Do you want to play sports? And work towards that. Develop sustainable habits, and of course balance between fasting and exercise. It's extremely important. Choose something that you can continue for long term. And then lastly, and it's a entirely different realm of longevity, pathway hormones that I'm myself experimenting and biohacking on, the sirtuins, the mTOR, the AMPK, and more, through supplements. I just started it this January. I'm seeing results, promising results, but I can't share anything because it's a work in progress. It's too early to share anything at this point, but maybe in future I will. And this is again important area of study as well. Okay, this completes my presentation, and these are the references, and I will open up for questions, comments, anything that you would like to share, please share. We have 18 minutes now, so we can share whatever, or if I can answer any questions, I can even go back to slides. Anyone?
Yeah,
Okay, yes.
Tushar here. Thank you so
Hi,
much
Tushar.
for the slides and everything that you talked about. Very, very helpful. I wanted to understand, like, when you do the 48-hour or fast, like, is there, and when you break your fast, is there something specific that you eat? Do you try to maintain calories after that, or
Nope.
how do you approach that? Like, you just have normal food?
Yes, that's the whole beauty of 48-hour fast. You don't have to control on your diet. You don't have to control anything. I don't control anything. But at the same time, let me tell you, After 48-hour fast, since I'm in that zone, I'm unable to eat a lot. Otherwise,
Hmm.
I cannot like drink alcohol beyond maybe one glass of wine, for example,
Okay.
or eat very spicy food, because then you tend to develop diarrhea, and I've had that a few times, and then I stopped. I just eat normal, regular food. There's no control, but at the same time, it will not let you eat a lot.
Okay.
In
That's
my
good to know.
in my experience, that's what it was. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Good
you.
question, by the way. Anyone else? Yes. Moy,
Hey,
Randy.
Ash.
Sorry.
Very,
Hey.
very compelling and interesting presentation. I do have a few questions. So
Sure.
I kind of toggle between. I've tried the fast mimicking diet and I've seen results in it, but I don't feel like it's sustainable because it's like 5 days of soups and stuff. And but I did get
Yes.
I felt a sense of a reset, which then set me on a path of long-term fasting where I don't really set a schedule. So would I get myself into trouble without sticking to a pattern? I kind of just go with how I feel. There are some days when I could go 24 hours up to 36 when it's all good. Sometimes, 12 and I want that breakfast sandwich. Seems to be okay, but then I feel like, I trend back up where I think you mentioned that too, like food culture just gets you, right? Like
Right.
I love ramen noodles and things of that nature. So in your experience, working within the combinations, would I be adversely affected just kind of jumping around, kind of seeing what
Nah.
works?
Nah, as long as with a caveat here, right? I don't know your health situation. I just shared my health situation. I had high cholesterol, which and all those lipid profile, biomarkers. That's about it, and they came back to normal. However, I did have high blood pressure, but it's no more there because when I lost weight, I stopped taking, my amlodipine at all, completely gone. Coming back to your question. Um, I have set Mondays and Thursdays as my fasting days. So I would eat Sunday.
Okay.
I'll skip Monday. I'll eat Wednesday. I'll eat Tuesday. Then I'll eat Wednesday. Again, these are all once a day, right? I'll eat Wednesday. Then I'll skip Thursday, and then I'll eat Friday and Saturday and Sunday, right? So I eat 5 times a week. But of course, there are cheat days. That's why I said I eat 5 to 7. But sometimes, things happen. I skip Mondays, meaning sometimes I'm unable to skip Monday. So I do Tuesdays, and then immediately I do Thursday back to back. So I'll skip Tuesday, I'll eat Wednesday, and then I'll skip Friday, Thursday, and I'll eat Friday. So this is literally really harsh, but my body is used to it. I haven't seen any negative impact on that, and I have also not seen, any negative impact of eating too much on my eating days. Sometimes, we are humans. I sometimes overeat, but that really is eclipsed by 48-hour fast. You doesn't matter what you eat 48 hours ago, you are going to see results. I have seen results, as much as 3 pounds, 4 pounds in 48 hours. Now, one thing is important: you stay hydrated. You have to stay hydrated with salt and electrolytes, those zero calorie or zero sugar electrolytes. You keep drinking those. You keep track of your sleep. You go to sleep, take melatonin if needed. You are fine. You're good.
Okay.
In fact, you sleep so alert. Yeah,
So
go ahead.
so I feel good in that, just, long-term fasting and adhering to it. I still have a full set of hair, pretty long. But no, I really appreciate you sharing. I think what I'm getting at is listen to your body, try different things
Listen
to
to
see
you.
what works, and don't be afraid to switch it up sometimes. Because I do like, fast mimicking diets up to a point, but it's not
Hmm.
sustainable. I can't do that. But I like to be on my toes, and I was just wondering if that would help or hurt more. And it sounds like to me no, as long as you're ensuring, physicals are always okay with me. No pre-existing health conditions, still super active. Although I run less now because I feel like I used to run for the sake of that upkeep, like you mentioned, and
Yeah.
knees aren't really as what they used to be. So I feel like now just walking the dogs, doing my normal
Yeah.
kind of fasting has maintained, and in fact, helped, induce acceleration of results that I'm looking for. So good, good.
Awesome.
I really appreciate the content. And will you be sharing the deck?
Yes, I will be sharing this deck. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely. Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah. Uh,
Hey Ash, this is
hey,
Parag.
hello. Hi,
Thank you
Parag.
for sharing your journey with us today. I have one question. So recently, I've been hearing about this uh, drug or medicine called Ozempic, and I've seen that it has helped people in their weight loss journey by suppressing their diet.
Hmm.
I was wondering if you have heard about it or even tried it or maybe talked to your
Yes,
medical advisor.
I've heard about it. Can you? Is it Ozempic?
Yeah, Ozempic.
Yes, I've seen ads on that. No, I am an antagonist when it comes to taking medication or any sort of oral intervention
Hmm.
to do weight loss. It I personally never had the urge to take those because that was my next step, right?
Hmm.
If this did not work, if fasting did not work, and if my body went south, I would
Yeah,
have I would have gone to this route. But luckily in my situation it never happened. My body is very responsive. I'm so lucky that my body is really responsive. During phase one, when I was doing cardio, my body was very responsive. It showed results. Then when I plateaued, my body was very reactive and said, "Okay, you plateaued, so I'm gaining weight." And then
hmm,
when I shocked my body with fasting, it gave results instantaneously. But again, it if you can see this chart, it's I am still going roller coaster. It's not like I'm having a smooth ride. It's
yeah,
always going up and down, but I have reached the sweet spot where I know what to do. And like Randy was saying, listen to your body. I listen to my body. I and to be very honest, I don't do 48-hour fast twice a week. Now and then. Sometimes I do once a week. Sometime when I'm on vacation, I eat all 7 days. Then I feel
right.
guilty. Then I come back. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yes, we are not machines. But if we take care of ourselves, if you say happy, if you're content, if you are optimistic, you will get results. At least if not 100%, 80% is also good.
yeah. I'm exactly the same way about taking any drug. I'm very of the side effects, but I've been hearing
Yeah.
about this one a lot. So just wanted to get your opinion. Thanks for today's talk.
Yes. A follow-up thing on this. There is a medicine which I have not tried, but I am surrounded by a lot of physician friends.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm hearing my own echo. If you guys can mute someone, thank you. Yeah. So there's a medication called naltrexone. Um, and I know about this because I am in a friend circle where I have lots of doctor friends, and
Okay.
that basically curbs your eating disorder. Now, you have to talk to your doctor about that. If some of you have a tendency to eat very frequently or unable to stay hungry for a long time, you take maybe 25 milligram of that medicine. And it basically, and again, I'm not quoting this, not a claim or anything. I'm not even advising on taking this, but I've heard about this naltrexone. I'm going to type it out as well. Uh, and you take it, you don't feel the urge. You don't feel the urge to eat, and it is very, very, very safe,
Okay.
is what I've heard. And I'm gonna write it down right here. Any other questions? Okay, I see
You
two
create
hands.
a Slack
Let's.
channel based on the participation list. I tried to do it, but I don't have permissions to download that list. Love to continue the conversation. I feel like there's a lot of enthusiasts on today's session.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I am a member of a health and wellness channel, and I can open this, I can create this new channel from the attendees list.
Okay. I don't
I'm
even
not
know how
sure
I
if
landed
I,
on this invite, but I appreciate it.
oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you joined. Um, okay, I do see some raised hands. Okay, sorry, I'm raising my own hand. Sorry about that. Any other questions?
Hey, Ash, thank you for the talk. I actually had a question.
Sure.
Would you recommend this regimen for someone who is trying to build muscle and is on a weightlifting workout regimen?
Absolutely 100% yes. I have tried it. Um, so when you are on fasting regimen, you can do weights. I have done weights. In fact, my muscles popped out very fast. There is no restriction on weightlifting or running with this regimen. Um, Dr. Jason Fung, he's a very renowned nephrologist, and he has gone through exercise during fasting. Exercise meaning even strength exercises, as long as you are feeding up on your proteins as well after you break your fast, you should be good.
Yeah,
I have.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Thank you for the response. So I was just thinking, after the workout, my body would be in recovery mode, right? And so intuitively, I'm not a nutritionist or a physiologist or anything, but it just seems counterintuitive to go on a fast immediately after working out, right? So I would imagine that the cadence or the timing of the fast would make a difference, right? So do you have any thoughts or advice around the timing of the fast relative to the workout?
Yes, yes. Okay. So there's a way out, and I have done that too. So let's say I eat, and I've tried it. I eat Sunday night dinner, right? Um, and I did not exercise that day, but instead of exercising Tuesday when I'm breaking my fast, when I'm really, my body is really towards or close to 48-hour, finish line, and I am in ketosis, I exercise after 24 hours, which is a Monday evening. So Monday evening is very normal for me because Monday evening means that I'm just 24 hours into fasting, which in normal days is my regular schedule, right? I eat Sunday. Okay, I will eat Sunday. I'll skip Monday. Then I'll eat Tuesday and Wednesday, right? So instead of doing strength close to your 48th hour of fasting, you do right in the middle, 24th hour. Then you will not feel the pain, or you will not feel tired. At least I have seen, in my opinion, in my experience.
Okay, so it sounds like what you're saying is to do the workout either in the middle of the fast or later towards the end of the fast, right? That's also
Yes, later towards the end of the fast, if you have the energy, if you are strong enough. I've done both, and I have seen, uh, you know, uh, very, very phenomenal results when I exercised right before breaking my fast.
Mhm.
So on Tuesday, right? On Tuesday evening. So I ate Sunday evening. I did not do fast on Monday because I forgot. Then on Tuesday evening, I did some weights, and or I walked 4 miles, 3 miles, and then I took my dinner, and it showed really great results because I always take I weigh myself right before breaking my fast. and I have all done all sorts of experiments.
Hmm.
Right after running, I will take weight. Right after yoga, I will take weight, and I've seen these changes. Um, but you don't have to drink water during that time. Try not to drink water during strength, because when you take weight, you can see the results of strength exercise. I've
Yeah.
also seen one more. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry again. I apologize for cutting you off. But I was wondering if there have been experiments that had a control of weightlifters who are not fasting versus an experiment group of weightlifters who are fasting, and then comparing how quickly their bodies were able to take on muscle mass. Would this accelerate like muscle gain and muscle recovery and muscle mass, I guess, hypertrophy? Or would it just, yeah, so I guess that's just my question. I'll leave it at that.
Yes, I have come across that research article. I will try to find it and share it with you. Um, this is They did some research like this on weightlifters, and they had a sample population or few weightlifters. They deprived them of food, and then another one on in a fed state, and they got some results. I'll share with you. If you can ping me after this, um, I will do that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I also have to drop, but thank you so much for putting
Sure.
on this talk. And I look forward to hearing from you after. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have just one more minute, guys. If anyone has I have time for one last question, and then I will wrap it up. We are just about time. Any advice for people who start first time? Yes, always go slow. Please try for 12 hours first and slowly progress it to 18 hours and then 24 hours. And stop at 24 hours, continue for 2 to 3 weeks with 24 hours, and then move on to 36 or 48 hours. Feel yourself how good you're feeling. Also, keep getting encouraged by your weight loss, because you will lose weight while you're fasting. Good question, though. All right, guys, it's about time. Uh, Thank you so much for joining. Really good questions. I really appreciate that. You all took out your time to join, and thank you so much. Have a great day, guys.
Can you keep this meeting open if people want to hang out?
Okay, sure. I can I can keep this meeting open, but I'm closing the recording. I can keep it open for another, 10, 15 minutes or so.
Okay, sounds good.